Let me get to LeBron. I don't like his not a little bit. You do not understand the links this man would go to. This dates back more than a decade. I believe he's one way publicly, he's another way privately.
Press pause right there, Peg. This is what I say about this. When you have so much prestige as a person, you got to sift through what's really real.
Yeah.
LeBron James is probably the most polarizing athlete on the face of the earth. Go argue with your mama. What I would say is, everybody ain't gonna like you. And when you cut on that light, you start seeing rodents and roaches, not to compare Stephen A. Smith or Russell Westbrook to roaches or anything else like that. What I'm trying to say is, when you are at the top of the top, and this is really what gets concerning, because we never hear anything about LeBron James. He's moved militant ever since he was 18 years old.
That's real.
He's 41. He's grew up right in front of our eyes. Don't nobody really know how him and Savannah James' relationship
Just hearing
is.
stuff in a positive way.
In a positive way.
Yeah.
We don't really know what him and Bronny James or his daughter Z or Bryce James is. These are things that he has kept very close, near, and dear. But I'll take you back to another polarizing athlete, Michael Jordan.
Okay.
His knock was what, Peggy? He had a gambling problem.
That was real. Yeah.
Some went as low as to say, that's the reason I'm not even gonna mention.
Yeah.
But when you start to hear certain things of people that you don't hear about, and now you start seeing reports or speculations come out, it makes you say, hold on, is this true? Everybody don't like the king.
No.
Everybody's seeing this, and Russell Westbrook is a person that I really fool with Russ. I work alongside with Stephen A. Smith. So dare I say they lying, because me knowing Stephen A., he won't lie about that. Me being a fan of Russ and obviously knowing Russ won't lie about that. And that's not to say LeBron James is a bad individual. What I am going to say is, hey, those experiences can be true. But on the same thing, we can't put people on these pedestals and not expect them to be real and authentic. Who's to say LeBron don't like you, Stephen A? Who's to say, yo, Russ, I ain't really liking,
Are you even a good teammate?
You weren't even a good teammate. Yeah. So we had to cite the source like that. I would say that's why I really appreciate athlete-generated content. Because Carmelo really did his big one, and some would say, why the hell would Carmelo allow another man to come on his platform to talk smack about a person that Carmelo say is his friend? But I will say this publicly. If Peggy had the opportunity, and I said this before, if Peggy had the opportunity to interview somebody and somebody was saying something disparaging about Cam, Peggy would be a fool for that opportunity to be spent because you want to play super friend. No, bro, I can't allow you to say that. Because the thing about content is this. You can't do two things at the same time and it be effective. Those two things, you can't talk and listen. Somebody got to talk and somebody got to listen. And while somebody listening, somebody got to be talking. So no matter what the platform is, you can speak how you feel. Everybody's entitled to their own judgment or experience. There's been rumors about Michael Jordan not being a good person. They probably say the same thing about Cristiano Ronaldo. They probably say the same thing about Messi. They damn sure say the same thing about Cam Newton. But I don't care. But we're not used to hearing it from these specific sources. I can understand the Stephen A. gig because as you will go and shout out to 7 p.m. in Brooklyn for this type of content. You can see Stephen A. speak on the thought of he thought everything was set up. He also used a reference in Richard Jefferson a week after that. And it can kind of make sense. But one thing that we haven't heard, we heard LeBron.
Three sides to every story.
His story, her story, and the truth.
That's a great take.
So for me, it's like, hey, dog, I don't even know if LeBron will respond to it because the timing of everything isn't beneficial for him. So we know he's not going to start the season because he got a sciatic nerve, back problems. Why would I even bring attention like this? I'm trying to get me a contract. I don't even know if I'm going to be in LA for the totality of the year because they've all obviously shifted the focus to handing the franchise to Luka.
Yeah.
So does the king really have time to defend himself on these problems?
Or even make time
or
for
these issues?
Yeah.
Just watch me play, bro. But one thing about it, two things for sure. Ain't nobody more polarizing than LeBron.
So from you have been a superstar, I know we can move on. From you being a superstar, that conversation with Carmelo and LeBron goes at the end saying, hey, bro, we going to the Cayman Islands after the season?
But they'll talk about it amongst each other because we've seen the fraternity amongst each other, Carmelo,
Chris Paul,
CP3, and LeBron James.
Yeah.
They close.
Yeah.
Close.
So they going.
So they know
taking
exactly
trips.
what they're doing.
Yeah.
Now, Carmelo is not as confrontational as the likes of myself.
Yeah.
The same way as RC, right? Some would say, and I said it publicly, man, Ryan Clark too safe.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean Ryan Clark is not effective in his message.
Yeah.
See, that's when you have to look back and peel back the layers and say, hey, I want to watch a movie. And in this case, content is the movie.
Yeah.
Do I want to watch PG? Do I want to watch PG-13? Or do I want to watch rated R?
Yeah.
That's in the eye of the beholder. That don't mean that a PG movie ain't good, because Lion King is an unbelievable movie.
Yeah.
Now you go to PG-13. The harder they fall. Then you go to rated R. Freddy vs. Jason. Huh? Scarface.
Denzel.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Great movies. It's just, if I'm a viewer and I say, hey, man, I don't really like all that cursing.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I don't really like all that rambunctious talk. Well, I go to this person. And it still becomes what your selection of how you digest content. And this is another element to look at it like this too. Some would say, why does Stephen A. always mention LeBron James? LeBron going or Stephen A. going on this world talk tour talking about how he don't like LeBron James. He done went on the Pivot. He done went on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. He done used his platform to voice his honest opinion. Well, I'll say to that is, when have we ever heard Stephen A. speak freely about things that he really want to talk about? Because you really can't do it on your show. These are certain discussions can't be spoken about on your platform. You need other people to generate that emotion out of you.
Ask those questions.
Ask this question, because we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty. And I'm gonna tell you how I feel. He can't have this discussion on Stephen A. Smith's show, because now you're gonna really look like you're gonna take all your time to speak about another man. And that's what comes. Hey, Stephen A. Smith is also a very, very important person in media. And not a lot of times he has the opportunity to talk about the things that he really want to talk about or how he feels. Hey, Stephen, how do you feel about this? And I've said this time and time again. When I was playing, there were people who I despised.
Yeah, I know.
Real talk. Man, Stephen A. ain't never played, man. What the hell does he know? Man, Skip Bayless, man, they don't know. Like, man, why Shannon Sharp always hating on me? Why Deion always hating on me? But being a member of the media, now you understand and you can appreciate what a Stephen A. Smith does, what a Skip Bayless is, what Shannon Sharp been doing for a long time, as well as when Deion Sanders was doing it. So they're doing a job at a high level, and it is their job to give their critique on football or sports.
Bingo.
And if they're able to evoke emotions, checkmate, they got you.
That's real.
They're good at it. Here we go, next clip.